give it two. Give it. Well, it always takes about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, now you can go for it.
All right. Hello, TBC community and world. I'm here to address the Billion Coin community. And I have my special guest, Dan Lutz. He's become a dear friend of mine. I found him on I found him on YouTube actually when I was first blessed with some Billion Coin. And I'll tell you what, since I've got involved with the Billion Coin, it's really changed my life. I gotta say, for the better. Where do I begin? Well, a lot of great things are happening in the Billion Coin community. We have grown so much. I would liken it unto a hermit crab that got super big too fast and outgrew a shell. So what we've been doing is looking for a new shell, which is a new wallet. This new wallet will have even greater capabilities than Bitcoin. Last summer, Dan was talking about this too, but a lot of people experienced heavy delays because the not Billion Coin, but Bitcoin's wallet was, it couldn't handle all the people and all the transactions. And then we started running into the same thing. And you know why? Because our code is almost identical to Bitcoin's code. Now, the difference between us and Bitcoin is we are a private cryptocurrency. Whereas Bitcoin, as of right now, wasn't originally designed to be this way. It's on the market. So that's why you get all these ups and downs, because it's heavily manipulated. If you actually go and look at the history of Bitcoin, you can see where they, and it's not just normal traders like, probably like average people like ourselves. We're talking very powerful, very extremely wealthy individuals and companies, corporations, groups that pump a lot of money into it on purpose, and then pull out, and it literally falls. And you can see this. It's almost. I mean, when I was watching the big picture of Bitcoin, I was like, wow, this really is happening. People are manipulating it. The good news about Billion Coin is it can't be manipulated like they do on the markets, which is a huge relief. This is a market. This is not a market-driven coin, but it's a people-driven coin. One thing, I've really done a lot of studying, and I've been aware of these things for a long time, but this has been a real eye-opener. If you do, or I shouldn't say if, when you join the Billion Coin community, I encourage everyone to read about it and do your research. Research the blog. What people do when they look for counterfeit bills is they study the real hundreds. They study them so close, and they study them over and over again. They get the feeling until they know it's the real thing. So why Google about the Billion Coin when you could go right to the source itself and find out for yourself? With us going 3 million members and growing daily, hey, it's 3 million members. I mean, can that be wrong? And there's literally thousands and thousands of testimonies of people successfully being able to use the coin for good services, exchange for other cryptocurrencies, exchange for this crap, sometimes people think I'm crazy until I really start just showing the truth behind money. I mean, this paper money that we have, if you think cryptocurrencies are a scam, especially what we have, then I think you should take a look at paper money and see quite possibly the biggest Ponzi scheme in world history, because it used to be backed by gold. Not anymore. They took the gold backing off when it was voted into, and it was a group of people. The central bank is not even issued by the American government. it's controlled by private individuals. So, I mean, before I get more into that, one thing that is really important right now, we're on the edge of migrating to a far more advanced wallet. And for so many that's been in here for, for the whole 2 years, I've been here over a year. I really believe that it's just going to get better and better. And for those who've stayed with us and kept the faith in the agreement, kept the faith in the coin, kept the faith in the community, I believe we are going to especially be rewarded big time. So anyways, Dan, did Frederick by any chance get our link?
I did send it to him.
Oh, okay. So anyways, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, I think if you want to hold up that dollar bill, I mean that
100. Oh, yeah. I love it. Every day I'm finding more satanic symbols on it.
Well, just look at the 100 again.
Okay.
Yeah, don't rip it. But you see that blue line in the middle?
Uh-huh.
Just fold it right on there.
Okay.
Right. Now look
right in the middle of it, or
no, right there, just like that.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
If you look at it just that way, it's basically two different sides of a bill. Look on this side that you're showing. Turn it the other way. No, turn it that way. Yeah, there you go. See, if you look at the top of that, it says Federal Reserve Note. Right. Now, flip it around to the other side. Right. And what does that say? The United States of America.
Correct.
So this is you see this inkwell there with the pen. That's basically represents gold, and it's to be gold backed. It's basically a transitionary bill. It's basically public notice that they are leaving the Federal Reserve and going to a gold backed currency. So that's what this.
Wow.
It's basically because everything they do is hide in plain sight, right?
Right.
Federal Reserve note on one side, and if you look and see what side has more of the bill, if you say percentage-wise, where the blue line comes down, you'll see that. Well, I'll open it back up again.
Okay.
So as a percentage, you can see that it's a little bit more towards the side of the Federal Reserve note as a percentage of this bill, right? And you may find others where that line starts moving.
Oh wow!
The Federal Reserve shrinks as a side. Now that's basically a division between the two sides. I think that it's basically due to change this year, and we will get to a gold-backed currency. Now, it's not just about U.S. dollars. It's going to be a combination now through the SDR, Special Drawing Rights units. And if they use this system that was put in place by AC Chain, that would be where they're having people put what they have as ownership into the blockchain. It is a horrible way to go because they're literally turning over ownership of anything that they may have. They've taken away our land. They've taken away the cars. We can't truly own them. We can only use them, right? Mm-hmm. It's because they don't want us to own anything. The cows don't need to own the land that they're on. The cows don't need to own the grass that they're eating. The cows don't need to own the bell around their neck, right? It's for them to own, the masters to own. So they don't want us to have ownership of our clothes, right? So we're going to put our clothes onto the blockchain and not knowing what we're doing, right? Because everyone in mass is just going to start putting up their things because, if I put this up, I can get coin. No, why don't you put this up and then use it as your own collateral? Use it as your asset, not theirs. Why pledge your asset to them? So this is just another step, and we need to not go there, right?
Right.
The point is so important is because it is something that we own. It is ours.
Right. That was brilliant, wonderfully said, Dan. I agree with. I believe you're absolutely right, and that's what the current system wants to do is enslave and control. It already is. This stuff, like, it's not backed by anything anymore. It's backed by debt. The great thing about the billion coin is it's backed by precious people in agreement. So it never goes down. See, so many people are so conditioned to the dollar, dwindling down in value. They just, it's like programmed in their head, so when they see something constantly going up, they're like, oh, no way. That can never happen. Well, it is.
It goes down in value, right? They believe that one.
Yeah, they'll believe that all day long. Yeah, but I mean, really, it takes a lot of education.
Under the illusion that it goes up and down, always, but always up. No, it doesn't go always up, and its value is what we're talking about, not the daily price that changes from moment to moment, as compared to other worthless monies, right? They're not comparing it to gold, and gold they suppress. If gold starts going up, they dump a bunch of fake gold on the market. They've been caught doing this, where they have these sets of pretend gold that they'll put up on the market, because it's not real physical gold. It's all paper, right? So they dump a bunch of paper out there saying it's gold, but there's no real gold behind it, just to force the market down.
Right. Wow.
So that's why they can't get it to go up. The gold price should be 2 to 3 times higher than it is.
Right. And I'm told it can and probably will go 2 or 3 times up higher. I mean, I don't study gold that much, but I think I'd like to. But then again, what I love about our digital currency is it's digital gold, and the advantage that you have with it, again, is it's steadily going up. And another thing too, like say Dan's in the Philippines right now. If I wanted to send $1 million in gold coins to Dan, it could get confiscated. I won't even make it to him. Or if it did if I were to somehow, ship it in such a way where it did happen to fly, under their noses somehow, it's going to take days and days and days to get there.
Well, anyone who has gold, they won't let it move, because if they move it, the CIA will come in and grab it, right? They just confiscate it, and they'll come up with all these reasons why it's okay for them to do so. Claiming all sorts of things about it not being yours, or you don't really own it, and all this stuff. But in reality, is that they're just stealing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that's the ugly truth. But we're here to actually bring good news, and there's a lot of people that they have wallets, they have wealth stored, and they have no idea what they got their hands on. And we're here today. We're doing all these special broadcasts so that everyone wakes up and at least activate your wallet. I mean, can you imagine if you have tens or 20 huge sums of money and you don't even realize it? A lot of us all have money and we don't even realize it in our TDA accounts, correct, Dan?
Right.
Yeah, so most people aren't even aware of it, that, if you have a birth certificate, you have an account somewhere in your name, but somebody else is using it. And you know what? Look it up online. Don't just look at us like we're crazy. Do your research. Any fool can say, oh, these guys are scammers. These guys are conspiracy theorists. That's the easy way out. But if you actually do your research, you'll probably come around to the same conclusion and say, hey, I'd like to have one of those wallets too. Seriously. I've seen a lot of people, and I even talked to an officer. I just got off the phone with a police officer, really love her to pieces. And she's really been checking this out, and she's seeing it, and she's believing it, and she loves it, and she wants something else to fall back on, in case these pensions or, 401ks collapse, which they are going to. It's just a matter of time.
They're just, it's part of the whole system to tear it down. Now, we don't want the system to collapse. The cabal playbook is let it all collapse. We don't want it to collapse.
Right.
We have things of value, right? Such as TBC. And it spreads out there. Most people having TBC will then be able to exchange, and the system won't collapse because people have another form of value to trade. It's because this one is not available to them doesn't mean they can't use this one. So it will actually be able to support the whole world. If suddenly everyone had, just a $4 million, like today, I've got one TBC, right? One TBC, and it's worth $4 million. Now it only costs you $100 to pick up an amount of TBC that will give you the cookie reward so that you can exchange it for one TBC. And then the system collapses and everyone has this coin. You're just going to use the coin. You're just going to exchange it. Everyone will. Because everyone will know about it. It's just about getting the knowledge base up. I mean, you look at like Nigeria, where they have, I think it was 60, 60% of 1%. How is that? 0.6% of their population knows about TBC, or has TBC, not knows about it, has TBC. The Philippines, it's about half of a percent of the people here. So when we start, I basically put a goal for my people here in the Philippines to get us up to 1 million members in the Philippines. That's our initial goal. Right now, whenever we can get there in a month, I had a meeting with some people here. Just one has millions of members, and another has 500,000 members, and they want to now work with me. And actually, I got a call just before this, and they're starting to sign up people right now, right? And so I'm working with them. So we will get these numbers up, but if we can get not just to 1% of the population, if we get to 10% of the population, 1 out of 10 people will know about, will have TBC, then, that means half the people will know about it. And then if they're offered it, they may accept it. It just gets to that point. There's a point where people will just say, think about it for 2 seconds, say, okay, I'll take it. I hear everybody's taking this now. So that's that's all that we need to do, right? We just need to get to that point of where there's enough people that have it and enough people know about it to want to accept it.
Amen to that, Dan. That's very well put. This couldn't have said it better myself. Steal my thunder, but that's okay. Well, I learned under the best. Yeah. And, this is an answer to prayer for me, too, because a year ago I was, I had hit really hard times. My father passed away. My inheritance was stolen and yada, yada, yada. I was in a really bad situation. I prayed and asked God, I couldn't even work. I could if I had sunglasses because I was getting these awful eye infections for the place I was kind of forced to stay. God answered my prayers, and I was blessed with TBC, and I was really touched. And I knew that Bitcoin was real, even though I didn't understand it much. But I really went into researching and started watching Dan's videos. I watched Bitcoin Randy's videos, and I did my research, and I came to the conclusion that this is quite possibly one of the best inventions, I think, as far as cryptocurrency or even exchanging value from person to person in the world. Because I can, like I said, Dan's literally on the other side of the planet from me. And he could send me coin right now, and it can be in my wallet within minutes. And when we get our new wallet, which I want to encourage everybody, pay that $10, goodness sakes. I mean, you can't afford not to do it. Come up with it. Go ahead.
Nathan, on my post from yesterday on my Facebook about my video, right? Someone was saying, why do we have to pay $10? I said, why don't you take on the expense of running all the servers and don't ask anybody for $10?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's
people are so short-sighted. I said, and if you're doing a Bitcoin transaction, that this year now you're getting a wallet with a lifetime no fees, right? So ongoing, you can use this wallet and not get charged any fees.
Absolutely. Dan hit a really good point. It wasn't too long ago I was using Bitcoin, paying $10 fees and just buying small things with Bitcoin. And it was costing me my average cost was about $7 every time I made a transaction in Bitcoin. Now they have come down lower, but I think there's actually some really bad things that's happening that's making this happen, which they're in control, and they like these wallets like Coinbase. Now they see what you're doing. They know you got an account with them, and they could tax the crap out of you. They could do all kinds of stuff to you. They could blackball you.
Just say, well, I can't do anything about it, right? And so they don't, right? And they don't. And even if they did complain, right, to the government is is the cabal system, right? They'll listen to you, but they're still going to do what they're going to do. They don't follow the rules, right? They just do whatever they want, and as much as they can get away with is what they do. That's actually one of the cabal rules: is you do as much as you can get away with. If you do something that causes an uprising, you're wrong. If inside the government they make some situation that causes the people to rise up, those are the people that are wrong, because they're causing people to go up against the system. They don't want that. They want people to just be discontented, but not rise up against it.
Right. And I love my country, and I love people. I really do. And that's one of the reasons why I've been promoting and helping a lot of people get wallets, helping people get coin, because I love people and I love Americans. I love pretty much everybody. I got to say, for the most part, but it's the system that I don't like. It's an evil system. We've
been lured into this gilded cage, with all of the American dream, because it's a dream, you can't get it, right? And your idea of being in a level playing field, and it's not there. That law is there to protect you, but it's there to protect the government. So the system has been, co-opted. It's not that the people were living in this imaginary world that they thought is there, but they keep wondering, why is it not acting why they think it should be acting, right? And it's because it's not what it is. It's not what we think it is. So we have to now say, well, what is it? And say, well, we don't want that. We need to do something else. And that's what it's about, doing something else. The principles were great and wonderful, but they've been sold out and taken out and flim-flammed against us. So we don't know which way is left or right or up or down. So we now need to get our head on straight and do what's necessary. So I just want to point out, Nathan, that you've got 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post my links underneath. If you'd like to get purchase Kringles, or if you'd like to get a wallet set up, I would say now is the time, because when we migrate, you will be ahead of the game. I think this has got to be among the best times. You don't have to go through all the stuff we went through. We went through a lot of growing pains, birth pains, whatever you want to say, or however you want to put it. But I'm so glad I stuck it through. And if you believe in something, you stick with it. Even if you get a lot of adversity, I just learned to laugh at it, because education is powerful. I'd encourage everybody to go to the blog and really get educated. Go to the main site. Talk to Dan if you'd like, I shouldn't say talk to him, but come on the show. I have Kringles for sale, and I am a trusted seller. I do have my wallet active. I was blessed to be brought in by Dan in the top 100 in the whole community. So I'm very honored and privileged, and I'm here to help you get started creating your wealth. We are in the wealth creation phase. So we will set you up to literally become financial free. All right. So anyways, saying all that, check my link underneath my YouTube channel, and I'll give you my contact information, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. And thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad I could help get you up and running on this broadcast. And now you just have to work out how you can get it without using my Zoom, right? You can use Google Hangouts. There's I suggest using some YouTube videos to look at it. I'm going to look at it as well because I can't use Zoom for doing the events feature in YouTube. So it will probably be better if I try and get that working. I've talked with Zoom a couple times about getting them to work with, but they haven't been able to work that out yet.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll be working on it too. But thank you so much, Dan, for letting me use your Zoom. And God bless everybody, and look forward to seeing everybody again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.